There is a volcano on Earth that should not be possible. A place where fire and water collide. A place where molten rock rises from the ocean floor and meets something even more unexpected. Sharks. This is Kavachi, one of the most active submarine volcanoes on the planet, located in the Pacific Ocean, near the Solomon Islands. Kavachi is often called the shark volcano because inside this violent, erupting environment, life still exists. And not just any life, predators. To understand how strange this is, you have to imagine the conditions. This volcano erupts underwater. Superheated gases, explosive pressure, boiling temperatures. When it becomes active, the ocean above it can literally start to churn. The surface bubbles. Ash and steam rise into the air. Sometimes, the eruption is so powerful that it creates a temporary island. An island that appears out of nowhere and then disappears again, destroyed by the same forces that created it. It's unstable, unpredictable, violent, and yet it's uncertain. Something lives there. In 2015, scientists sent cameras into the waters above Kavachi. They expected to find nothing. No fish, no life, just heat, darkness, and danger. But what they discovered shocked them. Sharks, multiple species of sharks, swimming calmly through the volcanic waters, including hammerhead sharks and silky sharks, creatures known to avoid danger, choosing to live in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. The question is, why? How can they survive there? The water around an active submarine volcano can become extremely acidic. Temperatures can spike suddenly. Toxic chemicals are released during eruptions. For most marine life, this would be deadly. But these sharks have adapted. Scientists believe they may use the volcano as a kind of refuge, a place where larger predators avoid. Or perhaps they are drawn to it for reasons we still don't fully understand. Some researchers suggest they may be able to detect changes in the environment far better than we can, sensing eruptions before they happen, avoiding the most dangerous moments. But even that doesn't fully explain it, because Kavachi is not stable. It is constantly changing, erupting, collapsing, reforming. The seafloor shifts, new structures appear, old ones vanish. It is a place that is never at rest. And yet, life continues, not just surviving, but choosing to be there, which raises a deeper question. What defines a habitable environment? Because places like this challenge everything we thought we knew. Extreme heat, pressure, toxic conditions, and still, life finds a way. It forces us to rethink the limits of survival. Because if sharks can live here, what else might exist? In places we haven't explored, deep oceans, underground systems, even other planets, environments we once believed were completely uninhabitable. Kavachi is not just a volcano. It's a reminder that Earth still holds secrets. Beneath its surface, hidden worlds, strangest. We are only beginning to understand worlds where danger and life exist side by side, and where the rules are very different from what we expect. Imagine diving into those waters. Above you, the open ocean. Below you, a volcano that could erupt at any moment. The water shifts, the temperature rises, and somewhere in the distance, a shadow moves. A shark, calm, unbothered, perfectly adapted to a place that should destroy it. It's not just a strange, it's unsettling, because it reminds us that nature does not follow our rules. It creates its own, and sometimes those rules allow life in the most impossible places. Kavachi continues to erupt, continues to reshape itself, and continues to host creatures that defy expectation. A volcano beneath the sea, a place of fire, a place of danger, and somehow a place of life. The shark volcano, where survival doesn't just exist, it evolves. But there's something even more unsettling about Kavachi Volcano. It doesn't just erupt quietly beneath the ocean. Sometimes for it becomes violent. Explosions can send ash and steam high into the sky. From a distance, it looks like the ocean itself is boiling. Waves crash unpredictably. The water changes color. Dark clouds form above the surface. And then, make a turn. Just as suddenly as it began, it stops. The sea becomes calm again, as if nothing ever happened. But beneath the surface, the volcano is still there, still active, still unpredictable, and still hiding its secrets. Scientists who study Kavachi face a serious challenge. It's almost impossible to observe directly. The conditions are too dangerous, too unstable. Sending equipment into the area is risky. Diving there even more so. Most of what we know comes from brief observations, short missions, moments where technology can survive long enough to capture something. And even then, there are limits. We still don't fully understand what's happening beneath the surface. We don't know how often it erupts. We don't know how deep the structure goes. And we don't fully understand why sharks choose to stay. That mystery remains. And maybe that's what makes this place so fascinating. Because it exists just beyond our reach. Close enough to observe, but not close enough to fully understand. It reminds us that even in the modern world, there are places we cannot control. Places that operate on their own terms. And perhaps that's where the most important discoveries are waiting. Not in safe environments, not in predictable conditions, but in places like this. Extreme, unstable, unforgiving. Because those are the places that push the limits of what life can be. Kavachi Volcano is more than just a geological phenomenon. It is a boundary, a line between what we know and what we don't. And every time it erupts, every time the water begins to boil, it reminds us that beneath the surface of our planet, there are forces far greater than we realize. Forces that create, forces that destroy, and somehow forces that allow life to exist in between. So the next time you think you understand the ocean, remember this place, a volcano that breathes beneath the waves, a hidden world of fire and pressure, and predators that swim calmly through it all. The shark volcano, where danger is constant and survival is something far more complex than we ever imagined.